Hello, Cancer. Welcome to your weekly reading for August 28th to September 3rd. This is for Cancer Sun and Cancer Rising. And if you're new to my channel, I do a traditional cultic cross spread. I also use astrology and my guides to help bring a lot more clarity, to get more specific and detailed with your reading. Cancer, I do this because I love you. I want you to feel like it's a personal reading, as if we're here one-on-one rather than a general spread. Lastly, I use astrology because it brings a lot more depth to your reading. So, Cancer, this week is hey, we're here, the full moon in Pisces. Now, before we even get to that, what if you saw last week's reading? I did say that the sun was going to oppose Saturn. This is a big thing. Very challenging. It's a challenging aspect, okay? If you want to think back to the last time Saturn opposed the sun was August 12th last year, 2022. Think about what happened around that time, okay? Not in terms of it because all the placements were different, but think about like the pressure around that time, or how things could have been a little bit challenging around that time. All right, now here's the thing: the sun opposing Saturn, it really is that's the peak of it. It happened over the weekend, but we're still going to feel it throughout up until the full moon on Wednesday. All right. We're going to still feel that. All right. And so you are going to be going through, I'm not going to lie, this really spiritual, like visceral moment this week. It because Saturn is in Pisces and the full moon is in Pisces, and that's your ninth house of spirituality. Okay, some of y'all could have some light bulb moments. Some of y'all could, have a new way of thinking, your belief system, your philosophies. Some of y'all may consider going back to school. Some of y'all may be just graduating from something as well, because that's also education. It's in the ninth house, as well as some travel. There could be some travel elements going on for y'all. And the reason I say that is because we are in Virgo season, which is your third house. And so that hits both your third house, your third house of short distance travel and your ninth house of long distance travel. So there could be some of y'all could be coming back from a trip, like a long trip, maybe thinking about planning one, but possibly one where it's more about like a spiritual journey. Okay, so now what else is happening is Mars is actually going into Libra. There's going to be a lot of focus now, all right, on home matters, your domestic sector, family, children, even relationships. And it may be a little bumpy, and the only reason I say that is because remember, Mars is an aggressive planet, and remember, all the planets other than Mars are retrograde, okay? Because Uranus is going retrograde the next day. So Mars moving into Libra on Monday, and then Uranus goes retrograde. So that means every planet other than Mars is retrograde. So Mars is full speed ahead. Mars is the ruling planet of Aries. Guess where Aries came from? Aries, the god of war. So Mars can be very aggressive, and it's in Libra, the sign of peace. Do the math. And so it really is at this time. Mars is it's not great in Libra, but it's how you make it. Okay, it's being in a place where you can really ascend and define yourself in terms of everything that has to do with home, being graceful about matters that do come up if they are a little bit like really driven and really like ambitious, but you just being proactive in that area, but also very balanced. And if there are some challenges that come up at home, it's you being the peacemaker. This is all in your fourth house. You are the native ruler of the fourth house. You are comfortable in the fourth house. So I have all the faith in the world in you, and for this moment. Now, with the sun opposing Saturn, remember I said that's going to be happening up until the full moon. You may be feeling it up until that time. Saturn is a planet of responsibility, the taskmaster planet. Saturn is a planet of tough love, and so it's testing you. Saturn always tests you, all right? Saturn is a malefic, and so is Mars. So planets. And so I've been saying this in other signs. Imagine Saturn like throwing a pie in your face. How are you going to react? Are you going to be cool? Are you going to let, Saturn get your goat? No, because Saturn's testing you in these moments. And the reason why this is very important to remember is because Mars is in Libra until October, until we get to the eclipse, October 15th. This is going to be a testing moment, because if you can be on top of things, if you can hold on to your gratitude, keep your head high, and pass this test, you get rewarded, because Saturn, it's all about karma. Saturn's all about karma. It's testing you, and then rewarding you for putting up with his antics. So now getting to the full moon in Pisces again, that is going to be still that opposition with the sun, but Neptune at this time is also opposing Mercury and Mars. So it could just be a very confusing day. Neptune, remember, Saturn's very active. Saturn is in Pisces. Neptune is very active this day. In opposition, Neptune is in Pisces. This full moon is in Pisces. So, a lot of activity in your ninth house of spirituality, your belief system, your philosophies. It's gonna be a big time of like a spiritual awakening, let's call it, is what you may have around this time. And even clarity in terms of, travel related components. The ninth house also rules publishing. So there could be some activity around that if you're working on a book or starting a website. Again, wouldn't be surprised, especially in Virgo season and with Mercury in Virgo, right? In your third house of communication, of writing, editing, all of those, all of that. All right. So let's go ahead and see what's going on for you. Cancer. This is again like, I'm not going to be a very deeply introspective week for you, but Cancer, let's see what's going on for you for August 28th to September 3rd. Again, this is for Cancer Sun and Cancer Rising. And if you want to read for your Venus, your Moon, all those other placements, you are absolutely welcome to, if you know your birth chart. So with that said, Cancer, let's do it. All right, Cancer. Okay, so like I said earlier, I do a traditional cultic cross spread. Really brings the best overview, Cancer. If we need to pull clarifiers, we will pull clarifiers. Secondly, Cancer, you're amazing. Thanks so much for being here. I'm so glad that we're friends. No, seriously, I really do appreciate it. And I hope you're having, can you believe, by the way, that we're already in September? I honestly, whoa, where did the time go? Where did the time go? Now, Cancer, this is, whoa. Okay, so, you're good. First of all, you're good, okay? Just be awake. Just be awake and aware this week, all right? Remember I said that full moon in Pisces is a little bit confusing, and then Saturn opposing the sun can be a little challenging. Be awake. Do not be on autopilot. I've been saying that all month long. This is the month where you need to be awake. You need to be awake all the time, but this is the month where you truly want to be awake for everything that will be happening, okay? Now, let's get started. You did get the Knight of Wands in your past. Good for you. Good for you. Okay. So some of y'all are definitely coming back from a trip. Some of y'all are definitely maybe planning a trip, going on a trip. Knight of Wands is, a lot of travel energy involved with this card, but there's a lot of ascension as well. There's a lot of just going after your passions, like nothing can stop me now. Really going for it. In fact, the Knights are fire, Wands are fire. This is fire on fire. Really fiery. I mean, look at what's coming out of its helmet. And so this is really like nothing, like catch me if you can energy. Like you've got passions, you've got ambitions, you've got drive. And again, you're not, even with a week like this week, with all these retrogrades, it's like, ugh, still, still like sludging forward in that tar pit energy. Okay. Did you like that? My acting. Is that acting? I don't know what it is. Anyway, you did get the 3 of Cups and the Heart of your spread. You're great. You're good. You have something to celebrate this week. All right, Cancer. Celebrate life. Okay. Celebrate life. Be excited to, I want you to feel alive this week too. All right. Remember, be awake. Now, this is a card of joy. It's a card of celebration, but it's also a card of something new happening too. Threes always bring that newness. Okay. It's all about creation, the birth of new things, thinking back, referring back to the Empress, which is card 3. But there's also a sense of bonding. Now, I absolutely love this for you. And I absolutely, because look, it's 3 sisters toasting each other. Now, that is really the core of the message, is this sisterhood, this brotherhood. It's family, it's friends, it's bonding, okay? Now, remember what I said earlier, that we are in Virgo season and Mercury is in Virgo, and so and Mercury's retrograde, so you could be reuniting with old friends, old family members, seeing them again. But then also remember, I said Mars is in Libra in your 4th house, your domestic sector, which is family and children. And so I actually really love this for you. This is absolutely amazing. This is really great. And so there is a sense of that. And also friendship too. Okay. Friends as well. But there is something that you may celebrate new. There's something new that could be happening. But it could just even be a feeling as well. Remember, the cups are emotions, relationships as well that may resonate with you as well. Big time, actually, because Pluto is still in Capricorn in your 7th house of partnerships and relationships. But even still, just expect that, all right, this week. I really love that for you. Now, you did get the 6 of Swords, but you got it in your challenge area, so keep that in mind, all right? Speaking of the mind, this is all about the mind. Swords are the mental suit, all right? So this is all about moving forward, all right, from obstacles, from challenges. It's almost like that set yourself free. Free your mind card, right? You can see them. Look at my finger. Look how turbulent the water is. Now look at the other side of the boat. Look how crystal clear the water is. There is no undulation. It's like smooth sailing from this point forward. Remember, the swords are the mental suit. So it's like even mentally moving forward from things that have been stressing you out. All right? Things that have been holding you back. Came in your challenge area. You've got to let something go. You've got to let something go. Up here. Okay? Up here. Just something that just could for you makes logically make sense, but around the time of the full moon in Pisces, when you go more here, remember I said spiritually, it's like a very spiritually active full moon for you. I'm pointing to the pineal gland, all right, your intuition. Really, really keep that in mind. I've said that word 20 times in 4 different ways. But anyway, yeah, there's something that is could be up here that you're during the full moon. Think about it. Think about it. And some of y'all already know. Some of you already know what it is. Almost like a mental blockage that you need to unblock. All right, so you did get the 7 of Pentacles in your crown. So it definitely, a lot of it may have to do with career, okay? Or even money in some shape or form. But if you're not here for career or money, it's just, what have you invested into up until this point, right? Remember, we're in a week of retrogrades. All retrogrades except for Mars. All planets are retrograde. So it's a time to think about what you've invested in up until this point. Are you happy with it? Are you happy with where you're at? Whether it is career, whether it is a relationship, whether it's actual investments. I mean, it is pentacles, right? But pentacles are earthbound, or physical reality. And so something within your physical realm as well. You can see he's taken a little break. He's taken a little pause. He's raked in everything that he's really worked hard for. I mean, we're talking blood, sweat, tears, heart, and soul. Do you see a smile on his face? I don't. He's pausing. He's exhausted. He's a little tired. He's a little tired. So he needs answers. And there are you the mic's in the way. They're right here. They're inside you. Okay, those answers are inside you. You need to go deep, okay? To know what you want. And if everything's fine in career, if everything's fine in relationships, if everything's fine, think about how you can ascend. And so when I say that, like maybe you are at a job that you've been at for 3 years and things are fine. Maybe now it's time to ask for a raise. Maybe it's time to get a bigger job title. If you are in a relationship, maybe it's time to pop the question. If you've been in a relationship for 40 years, maybe it's time to, renew vows, or, do something different that really stirs up that, that when y'all first met, like that, ooh, like those feel good feelings, right? You did get the King of Swords, so it looks like you are definitely thinking about it. You do have, it's almost like you want your power back. There's a set for a lot of y'all this week will have that feeling. And the King of Swords is all about, he is very powerful. He is the authority. But the biggest thing here is that he's so like so true to himself. Okay, he's faced all his truths. He's honest with himself. He has nothing to hide, and no one can hide anything from him. That's how powerful he is, by the way. All right, I say it all the time. Think about the 14th century medieval times when tarot did come out. Listen, if you were summoned by this king, this is the king that would make you shake at the knees. He's that intimidating. He's the only king that looks directly at you. Again, nothing to hide. A lot of power, a lot of authority. All right? A lot of authority here. And remember, the swords are the mental suit, okay? So a lot of like just headstrong energy, head above the clouds, strategic, logic, all of that. All just very clever. Very clever. And if you even want to go really deep, it looks like you do want to have this transformative experience. It really, first, King of Swords is Aquarius. Kings are fixed, and swords are air. And Aquarius is a fixed air sign. And so remember, that is your 8th house, okay, of death and rebirth and transformation. All right. So there's also. It really is you facing some truth. Are there things that are that you have to like maybe talk with someone else, have a conversation about, or is there something that's holding you back that that you have to have this moment of clarity? This is the week to do it, around that full moon, okay? Now, the other thing is there could be someone not telling you something this week. And I feel like some of y'all already know, okay? You did get the 7 of Swords in your future. And so this is, I call it the lying, cheating, stealing card, but it's a lot more than that. It's really, again, the biggest message for me is you having to face your truth. King of Swords, remember what I said, okay? 7 of Swords, this is not taking any shortcuts. This is also really crazy for me because this card has come up in everyone's reading so far. this week. Isn't that crazy? But it really is a time. Remember, I said this full moon in Pisces, really confusing, okay? It can be a confusing time, but it's also a time where you are given this opportunity to really connect spiritually. And that's why I say facing your truth. And that's like a really big thing that's going to happen this week, all right? Especially after the challenge of the sun opposing Saturn. Now, here's the other thing. Here's the other thing. King of Swords, remember I said Aquarius, and that is your 8th house, while the 8th house also does rule secrets. And so there could be something that you become aware of this week, and maybe it's me that's like giving you the tip off here, but someone could be doing something a little underhanded, something Machiavellian, something like so you know, someone like that's maybe lying or lying to you about something, or doing something behind your back, or taking from you in some sort of way. But keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. That may be a thing. Okay, it may be a thing. All right. It could be family related. It can be relationship related. It can be work related. Something may come up to the surface. Again, it is a full moon in Pisces. Something could come to the surface, all right? Like a secret, but just keep that in mind. I don't think it's you that has a secret. I think that something may come up where you find out that there is a secret. But again, face all the truths that you have to. So if that is something that does come up, where there is something that you find out or whatever, confront it rather than avoid it, okay? And because it is a full moon in Pisces, I'm pulling some clarifiers for y'all. Yeah, you have the Page of Cups and the Seven of Wands. Some of y'all, there's going to be something that does come through once you face your truth, once you have this moment of clarity and this spiritual like awakening where it allows something to come through, where you have this feeling of like relief, and you get to like follow your bliss now, and you get to you just become really imaginative, almost in a sense of like you've rediscovered something that you really love, or you've discovered something that you're really passionate about, and that's all you want to do is just follow that. Okay, that's even the Page of Cups is very Pisces himself. Okay, so a lot of that, you even see the fish, right, coming out of the cup there. And then you get the Seven of Wands. So really just being protective of that. And it's like, this is what I want. This is what I like. I don't want anyone to take this away from me. I'm good now. Okay. All right. So I like that. I like this. You have an interesting week, but it's a week where it's like, you have to be awake, okay? If you're not awake, you won't. All these things are going to be happening, and you won't be paying attention. All right, so it's like watching a tennis match. Sometimes you just want to like, you can't take your eyes off the ball, but if once you do for even like 10 seconds, when you get back into it, you're like, okay, wait, what's going on? Worst analogy ever. Let's get to your stuff. Cancer, if you like this reading, by the way, it'd be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. You know I love you. I love hearing from y'all. And if you are a subscriber, thank you so much for being here. Y'all are amazing. I wouldn't be here without you. I really am truly grateful, and I do appreciate it. So thank you so much. Now, Cancer, you're good. You're good. Okay? You're fine. You're fine. You're good. If this mic wasn't so heavy, I would drop it. All right? It's a mic drop. You got the Six of Pentacles. If you're a subscriber, you know this is one of my favorite cards. I love this card. This is all about gratitude. This is all about kindness. This is all about sharing the wealth. This is also for you, understanding the balance of giving and receiving, okay? That gratitude, just know it in your heart, all right? some of y'all may be looking for support this week, and I wouldn't be surprised with the Sun opposing Saturn. It is very challenging, like I said. But some of y'all are just ready to give. Now, the one thing that, the biggest, I guess, like takeaway that I want you to take away is I want you to ask yourself this week, where is that balance? Like, am I giving, giving, giving and not getting anything in return? Or am I waiting to receive and I'm not getting anything at all? Or I'm not, giving it anything at all, right? Find that balance. Find that balance. But this is a great card. You even see the scale in the moon's hand, so it brings that balance. And with Mars and Libra, like I said, bring a lot of like balance into there's going to be a lot of activity that happens with Mars being very active while all the planets are asleep. So again, a lot of this can be in your home environment, but it can just also be just you, okay? Just you in wherever you feel it. All right. Now, you did get the High Priestess in your external factors area. When I say this is going to be like one of those visceral, spiritual, like full moons and even weeks, okay? Because remember, Saturn is also in Pisces, all right? And Neptune is in Pisces, and with that full moon in Pisces. But the High Priestess, come on. Pisces is a native ruler of the 12th house of the subconscious. The High Priestess, who came in your external factors area, is the guardian of the subconscious. You're good. You're protected. You're fine. She's come out to tell you, I've got you. I've got you. You're supported. I've got you. You're good. Okay? She, by the way, speaking of which, ruled by the moon. Okay? So, you're good. You're good. You're ruled by the moon in astrology, and then Pisces is attributed to the moon in tarot. But either way, with a full moon in Pisces that's happening and you're getting the High Priestess, I absolutely love this. But just remember to be awake. Be awake. All right? You're going to be fine. It seems like you may be going really deep at this time. And she's just saying that it's okay, like to go really deep. If there are any fears, if there are any anxieties, if there's any stress, to go to places really deeply rooted in your subconscious where all those things exist, right? The subconscious is where we store our memories. So all those low energy frequencies, they live there. She's going to be protecting you, all right? She's going to be like your bodyguard at this point. It's basically what it is in your external factors area. And then also, there could be just someone that in your life that does have that kind of energy. Someone who is, very spiritually active. Someone who maybe even like into like the metaphysical or whatnot. Who is, very supportive around this time. Now, you did get the Hanged Man, another very spiritual card, okay? This is all about having this new perspective, letting things go to have this new perspective. All right. The Hanged Man. Two big things about this is the Hanged Man comes right before the Death card. All right. So preparing yourself for this big transformation that's about to happen in your life after this full moon in Pisces. Okay. And let me just tell you now, Cancer, the transformation you're going to have, it's going to be enormously pleasurable, okay? Really good. Secondly, this card is attributed, the ruling planet, like cards have planets too, Neptune, okay? Remember I said Neptune is in Pisces right now, opposing Mars and Mercury for the full moon in Pisces, which can bring a little bit of confusion. That's why you need to be awake. He actually hanged himself upside down. He's looking at the world in such a dramatic way, okay? Because he really wants this for himself. He wants to enter this transformation with this new perspective, and in order to make this transformation, to have this, moment of enlightenment, you do see the halo around his head. you have to make some surrender. So you have to surrender some things. And so there are going to be things that you are going to deeply unroot around this full moon in Pisces, and just let it go and just kick it to the curb and say, Bun. What do you say? What is. It's the word bon voyage. Bon voyage. Okay? Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong thing. Just bye bye. Okay? Now, lastly, Queen of Pentacles and your final outcome. I mean, you're good. So the big thing about what's happening here, um, okay, so sorry about that. The big thing that's happening here, Cancer, is that Queen of Pentacles is the richest queen. And she's very giving in this maternal sense because she has the resources to do it. And so this is all leading you up to this moment, okay? To be able to build that world that you want to live in and have the resources to do so. And there's a lot of growth and fertility in this card. And it is, you even see the little bunny rabbit in the corner there, okay? Now, there is a sense of you being very selfless this week as well, especially with the Six of Pentacles and then the Queen of Pentacles in your final outcome with a Hanged Man, with a High Priestess even. But I'm going to show you something. Her hands are underneath the pentacle, okay? So she's giving. There's this, when I say that maternal sense that comes with her, it's supporting those around you as well as yourself, okay? But again, she is the richest queen too, so you could just have you're moving in the direction of wealth. But think of wealth in all areas of your life as well. And the thing that I was gonna say is that for some of y'all may feel that in relationships and partnerships, only because the Queen of Pentacles is Capricorn, and you do see the sea goat in her throne there, the symbol for Capricorn. But she is Capricorn, and that is your seventh house of partnerships and relationships. So some of y'all may feel it in that capacity as well. Like whether it just feeling really good and supported, and also wanting to be like pleasing as well, okay? Because remember, the sun, we are in Virgo season, and Virgo is, all about service to others, all right? And that is in your third house. So a lot of communicating those things. But again, what time, how much? Okay. So I'll clarify this as well. Yeah. When I say partnerships and relationships will resonate with a lot of y'all, there's our affirmation, okay? It's whether work, career, business, or love and romance, all right? But even still, you did get the Four of Pentacles after the Queen of Pentacles. So there is a sense of, remember I said she has the resources to build the world that she wants to live in. She has the richest queen, and she can do that. There is a sense of you wanting that, to build this structure. Four is all about order, okay? Four is all about order. What really blows my mind is Four of Pentacles is also a Capricorn card as well. And so this is all about order. Four is all about order, structure, bringing stability, especially with your finances and wealth, but also just your physical reality, all right? So it's really, really like... this full moon is going to be really eye-opening for you, all right? So very spiritual, like I said, but again, there is that sense of, you have to consider everything else that's happening with all the other planets, right? With with Mars and Mercury. And remember, I said there's a lot of family and friend energy, but you have the page. There's something new coming through that you want, but then there you go with the Two of Cups. There could be a new relationship forming. There could be, I'm getting a sense of like a renewal of some sort for some of y'all. Maybe with a family member, a reunion with a family. I think I said that earlier. But anyway, even still, yeah, just, this is a card of partnerships, relationships, two becoming one. This is a great card. This is a great card. This is love transcending time and space itself. It's very healing, too. A lot of healing energy. You even see the Caduceus in the middle of the card. This card, by the way, interestingly enough, has come up a lot as well. But it is a card of it can be platonic as well. There could be some platonic energy, but there is going to be this sense of just a lot of pure love. And again, sharing. There's this sense of sharing for you, even spiritually. And like when I say wealth, think of wealth in all matters of the word, right? Sharing your wealth in terms of love, in terms of knowledge, in terms of, like finding, like, wealth in your family. And it means so many things for so many different people. But with the Six of Pentacles here, and then you have the Queen of Pentacles, and then making the sacrifice, right? To have this new transformation. But I actually love your spread. I love your spread. In the heart of your spread, don't forget you have the Three of Cups. There is all about facing your truths this week, not hiding from anything. Don't take any shortcuts. But also, there could be something that you hear where it's not cool, and you're gonna have to confront that. You don't want to avoid that, but it is going to bring this level of something new in your life, and you're gonna love it. You are completely protected. And yeah, you have the Queen of Pentacles, so there is this potential for, sitting in that throne, being, getting a lot of money. This week, you could hear something. There could be something that happens where that just becomes reality for you. But again, more of that maternal side is kicking in, and that stability in your life. And I feel like that might happen after, after the full moon, all right? Because we're coming after that Sun-Saturn opposition, but it leads to this. And if you're not here for partnerships or relationships in work or career, or even friendships, again, this is platonic love as well. It's self-love as well. Okay? So, that said, Cancer, thanks so much for tuning in. If you like this reading, it would be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments, and if you are a subscriber, thanks so much for being here. Next week, I do your September reading. September is very different from August. All right, so thanks so much for being here, Cancer. I'll see you next week. All right, bye-bye.